Now, the variables this session will comprise of are about individual idea and experience sharing, a holistic view about the clear knowledge on entrepreneurship and outcome, and along with these variables, the panel discussion is also aimed to motivate fellow teenagers to be more creative and nurture their entrepreneurship thinking. Now, in order to understand these variables in depth in this panel discussion, please put your hands together as I invite on stage again the Executive Director of GlocalPvt.Ltd, Mr. Ashish Thakur. Our moderator could not make it because of his flight delay, so Mr. Thakur will be taking his place. He, however, shares his sincere regret on not being able to present here with us today. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, now I would like to invite all my panelists here, starting from Nguyen Ngoat Quang, a 17-year-old entrepreneur and president of CLEE and Project from Vietnam. Please put your hands together for him. I think he's not present amongst us today, so moving on, we have Mr. Lakshya Chabra, an 18-year-old entrepreneur and co-founder of Chutpat Logistics from India. Welcome, Mr. Chabra. It's a delight to have you amongst us. Joining him, we have Mr. Iftikhar Ahmed, a 17-year-old Braille board inventor to help the visually impaired students from Bangladesh. Welcome, Mr. Iftikhar. I hope you are doing good. Joining them, last but not the least, I would like to invite Mr. Swarnim Shrestha, a 19-year-old co-founder and president of Tiny Bees Foundation, as well as top 6 finalist of YY Glocal Teen Hero 2018 from Nepal. Welcome, Mr. Shrestha. Please have your seat. Let us have a huge round of applause for our panelist and moderator once again. Now, to move the panel discussion about entrepreneurship forward, I would like to hand over the microphone to our moderator, Mr. Ashish Thakur, once again.
Moderator that we had is at the airport and the flight hasn't taken off yet. The airport is closed, right? Because of the weather that we see. So I have to be here again. So before starting this, let's be a bit energized because I also need that energy and everybody in this room does, right? Right? Sure? Yeah, or else I will start sleeping. So everybody stand up. Come on. You guys as well. Now sit down. No, stand up. I was just joking. So, when I say 1, give 1 clap. When I say 2, give 2. When I say 3, give 3. But when I say 5, give 4. 1, 2, 5, 4. I did not say anything about 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 5, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Sit down, please. Thank you so much. So, we are talking about entrepreneurship here. A very, very, very heavy word. Yeah? And everybody wants to be associated with that word. But do we really understand the meaning of that word? Entrepreneurship? We like that word very much. That is an amazing word. Everybody wants to be associated, called entrepreneur. But do we know the meaning of entrepreneur? Anybody? Anybody else? Nobody? So before, yeah, Bidi, can we get a mic, please?
Thank you so much, Assis sir. For me, entrepreneurship is a process that finds creative and innovative solutions to the problems that prevail in our society. So, entrepreneurship is a mixture of innovation, creativity, leadership. There are so many things that come in action when we talk about entrepreneurship. Thank you.
Great. So before them, again, introducing themselves, what is entrepreneurship for you? Or let's make it simple. What is being entrepreneur for you? Who is an entrepreneur?
It's about making changes.
Making changes. Okay.
And making money out of it.
Making money out of it. Making changes with money. Okay.
For me, it's to solve my real life problem through
Solve
my
real life
solution. If all of us has solved little problems that we are facing in our life, then I can say all of us with each other can say change the world.
Perfect. Lakshay.
So as you said that everybody wants to be, related with that term. Even when initially, when I heard this word, it was very fascinating. It looks very cool to you when you're called to be as an entrepreneur, right? So I also wanted that. So, but then when I really understood the meaning of it, it really meant that the one who fetches, that one person who can really fetch an opportunity out of any problem. Like people like me these days, we don't see problems as problems, we see them as opportunities. For me, challenges are nothing, they are the opportunities from which I can, really build out something. So that's what entrepreneurship means to me, and trust me, this tag of an entrepreneur, it's very costly. It's very expensive, it costs you your peace, sometimes most of the times your comfort zone, most of the time your, chilling out time with your friends and your partying time. And it really costs you your comfort zone, and you need to be a multitasker to be called as an entrepreneur. That's what I believe.
So entrepreneurship, from what we heard, is making change, making money, and losing friends. Yeah. Perfect. So entrepreneurship is a word which is from French. Right? Which means initiation. It never means business. It never means solving problem. What we have started doing is we have started terming it to be fascinating. Problem, money, business, solving, business model canvas, venture capital, all those things. No. Entrepreneurship is very simple word which means initiation. So, do you term a teacher to be entrepreneur? Surname. Do you term teacher to be an entrepreneur? Teacher. Do you term a teacher as entrepreneur?
It depends on what he does in the class.
What a teacher should do to be termed as entrepreneur?
The teacher should teach in a certain way that will help.
What is that certain way, please?
Doing practical things.
Doing practical things.
And demystifying the concept behind it.
Okay. Would you term a doctor to be an entrepreneur?
For a doctor?
Doctor.
For a doctor, I have no idea for a doctor actually.
Do you term a doctor in the world to be first one to do a brain surgery an entrepreneur? Would you term? Would you term a doctor who does the brain surgery for the very first time in the world as entrepreneur?
No, actually.
No?
No.
Okay. Lakshay, would you term?
So, as you clearly said that it's all about initiation, that if you're taking an initiative, you're an entrepreneur. So doctors took initiative, even teachers in classrooms, what they do is they come up with different ideas, different ways of teaching students in an innovative manner, and that's called initiation, and that's what being entrepreneur is.
Perfect. So Entrepreneurship is, as we said, is a very simple term. Initiating something. You can be a doctor, you can be an engineer, you can be a scientist, or you can just be an youth activist, and you are an entrepreneur, if you are doing something new. So with this tone, I would now like to make them introduce themselves on what they are doing as entrepreneur, not as business or anything else, but what is the new thing? Because the core organizers have kept them as an entrepreneur panelist, entrepreneurship panel. So I would like to understand everybody of us, right? Everybody of us would like to understand what is that new thing, the initiation thing that you guys have done. So let's start with Swarnim, yeah.
So I have been involved in an organization. It's Tiny Bits Foundation. There we help people to learn about educating by making, the term. So we aware people about educating by making. And another organization I'm recently involved in, it's an e-commerce website. And we want to change how people think about e-commerce in Nepal. So there are a lot of problems right now regarding e-commerce, and they don't know who to trust. They trust anybody. So we are trying to give them a platform where they can trust and buy things.
I'm not Sundar Pichai. Actually, I have nothing to say about me. Let's tell you a story. One day I broke my glass, and all day long I didn't see anything. I couldn't read books, newspapers, couldn't use calculators, and even I couldn't call my mom to get help. That makes me curious about blind education system, how they can read and write. Then I searching blind people to know about their sufferings, their problems, their scenarios. Then I met with Asif Karim Rupam, who lost his vision by optic nerve damage at the age of 3. He told me that government are not providing them books, and their only way of learning is Braille system. Braille system is awesome, but the problem is price. One book costs more than $60 to $70. It's an impossible amount also for me to invest $1,000 every year for my books. These effects on their education system, their literacy rate. Can you believe that the literacy rate of blind is less than 5%? Less than 5%. Where is the solution? Where is the solution? This is the same scenario in Bangladesh, India, Nepal, and other neighboring countries. Then I determined myself that I will solve this problem along with millions of blind of my country. Then I started learn programming, and within 1 year, I made a $70 IoT device through which a blind can do everything. It contains 10,000 plus books with the price of a book. It's only $70. And another problem is that life security problem. If we face problem, we will call 999 or 911, 991 maybe. So we will say them, I'm a problem and this is my location, please come to help me. And what they will call? मेरे लिए एक एम्बुलेंस पठा देना, but मैं मेरी लोकेशन नहीं जानता हूँ. How their emergency service provider will help them if they don't get their locations? For solving this problem, we made a simultaneous system in our device, and so if they press 999, then location will send to our control center autonomously. And actually, still now I have nothing to say about me. I'm Iftekhar Ahmed. I am an 18 years old software developer from Bangladesh. I'm one of the youngest national ICT award holder. Also, I was awarded International Epicta Award. And actually, I don't like to express myself with achievements. I just want to say about me that, yes, I'm Iftekhar Ahmed. I am an 18 years old software developer who made Braille board which can provide them millions of books, thousands of books to millions of blinds and ensuring their security. And that's it. And last thing to say about me, I'm the nominee of International Children's Peace Prize 2019 this year.
So yeah, hi, I'm Lakshit Chabra and I'm from India. So I'm a young entrepreneur. That's what I like to, associate myself with. So what I am currently doing is that I'm the co-founder of a hyperlocal delivery service, which is called Jhatpat Logistics. So Jhatpat means very fast or quick, like in the blink of an eye. That's what it really means. So how we really came up with this idea was that, we had this competition, business plan competition for young entrepreneurs. So we had, before that we had certain classroom sessions. And after that we formed a team and we were told that we have to present a plan and we were given certain time duration, right? So really, we were figuring out what to do. We were looking for problems, what to initiate, how can we do things. And we were really thinking that this everything that is, which is available in our city, what is that new thing that's missing, that people do not have, a particular service or a particular product. We were looking for that. But we really couldn't find it. That one of our mentors, business mentors, he really told us that in order to, innovate, it's not always necessary to create something new, but if you can do something old in a new manner, that is also called innovation. So we really faced this problem that during that time only, I did not have a laptop. So, and one of my teammates, he had an extra one. So and exams were, around the corner at that time. So I needed the laptop to do the business plan work also. So I was really looking for such a service that, that could help me to get that laptop from him at my place. But then there was no solution. Of course, when we came up with this idea, because of this own problem that we were facing, afterwards we found out that there were such companies existing in our city which provided the same delivery service. But as we were not aware of them, there was something wrong or something, incomplete at their end, which was not being done right. And that's why I, a person who would actually want to use that service on a regular basis was not aware of such a service. And that's what, that's when we came up with this idea of Jhatpat. And this name also, the story behind this name was very interesting. And we were looking for a name that would, that the Indian audience could relate with. And that's why we came up with this word called Jhatpat. And before that, so my background is not of an entrepreneur or something. This was the task that I took up in class 11th when I was really, fascinated by this word, and I wanted to do something in order to actually, justify my existence, that if I'm born on this earth, what is the purpose? I've always been looking for that purpose, and still I've not found it, but I'm still looking for it. That why am I here? What is the purpose? What is that one thing that I need to do? How can I add value to the things I am doing and to the lives of others? There, what I feel is there are a lot of suffering, and in a country like India, we have a massive problem of unemployment. So in just an age of 18, I was giving employment, and still I'm giving employment to around 20 to 25 people. And that's what my contribution was towards. So we can, always talk about and complain about there are no employment, there are no jobs, government is not doing this, and that ranting, that blame games, we can always do that because it's convenient. But what really matters is to come out of your comfort zone, to actually make that change and to initiate something, as sir said, to really how can you contribute to it. It's very easy to talk when sitting at home complaining and criticizing others for what they are doing. At least they are trying, rather than being appreciative and really appreciating them, we just keep on criticizing them, and that's what I think is it's not right. So that's how I am solving this problem, and I'm trying to give employment to people and saving the time of people of Delhi and their businesses. Thank you.
Entrepreneurship, right? New things. You're not doing this for the first time in the world, logistics, but you are doing it in a new way. What you said is not the first thing, but in a new way. What you have been doing is also not the first thing, but in a new way. So this is what we were trying to come through, right? That something in a new way, something which makes few changes, which is an initiation towards what you are doing, is entrepreneurship. Now, what these people have done, and because of that, Lakshya is the top 6 finalist of Glocal Teen Hero India 2019. Swarnim is also one of the top 6 finalists for Glocal Teen Hero Nepal. So we are yet to come to Bangladesh. So that is how we have been moving forward, and we want to set that tone for this entrepreneurship panel for next about 40 minutes. But before that, I would also like to say you all of you here to phrase some questions in your mind after listening to them. I'll be in middle, I'll be asking for a few questions to you guys, and then I'll be continuing. So, Lakshya, you are in Delhi. Delhi is one of the vibrant cities around the world, and a lot of businesses start from there. What makes you think that Lakshya and his team can initiate something and it becomes a success? Or the other way around?
So it really comes down to initiative. So so what we were initially also what we were doing was figuring out problems. Like recently, I got an opportunity to mentor a team for the Young Entrepreneurs competition, and they were again figuring out the idea. And what I really told them was that do not just come to me with 5 problems each. Look for problems, and we'll figure out later on. We'll figure out the solutions. So that's what. Right, again, the problems. And as you said that, how my team can, do it. So it's like how we do it. It's the method. What we are doing can be done by others as well. There are so many people, so many teenagers, so many people who are, elder than me or younger than me, who are better than me, right? But the way we do it, and how passionate we are towards what we are doing. Are we really convinced towards it? If you lack conviction in what you're doing, you cannot be successful. If you're having that conviction that yes, if I'm doing this, it's going to work for sure. Even if it doesn't, I will make it work no matter what. That's what really conviction is, and it's not really essential in just entrepreneurship. It's essential in all the endeavors that you're doing, be it social work, be it saving the environment, and whatever it is. What's important is that you should be convinced that what you're doing, and it comes down to courage. That are you courageous enough to take that risk? Are you courageous enough to, go beyond your comfort zone and, really come up with something that can help people, that can, help in eliminating the suffering of people even by a bit? Then you can be successful.
Okay. So, team being successful is one thing, right? Iftikhar, that's the right pronunciation, right? Iftikhar. So, Braille board. How have you involved your team, or it's your invention, or it's you who have been doing, or what is the backup for what you are doing?
Actually, you are seeing Braille board is an IoT device, and it's a device. But the journey starts with the Braille board. My journey starts with software for blind. I was thought that I made a software, and it will help them. It will provide them education and provide them security. And then I was trying to make it happen, and I made it within 2 months. But the problem is, I am using here software buttons. How they will use that? They can't use that. Then I was thinking about that, how I can solve this problem. Then I was just collaborating hardware and software. I'm changing the binary of keyboard and connecting those hardware buttons to software buttons. And blind then can use those software buttons by using hardware buttons, and they can do it. But the problem again arose. A laptop has 81 buttons. How they will use that? How they will find out 16 buttons what they need to use this? Then I just left everything. Then I started my journey with IoT, Internet of Things. Then I used here Raspberry Pi, create my own software, and use it Windows IoT, and that made it. My journey is not started from here. My journey started from lots of crises. Din raat ek ho jate hai, but solution nahi milta. कोई कोई मिल नहीं रही solution देने का. When I was in a team, I am only the person who is trying to solve problem. बाकी सब मुझे कितना मिलेगा? This is the real scenario actually I am facing.
So to whom you didn't understand what he just said is, according to him, he was the one being involved in the invention, and the team was only thinking about how much am I going to be paid.
And now you're listening about the boy who is also working on the computer, which is almost broken. Thank you.
Okay. So we had two different perspectives. I'll try to connect this with my next question. Swarnim, you also have connected education towards what you are doing in the field to the schools in Sindhupalchok, right? So Sindhupalchok is not very far from Kathmandu, but it's a bit rural in context of education, in context of infrastructure and everything, and he has been working there. So Swarnim, can you put on some insights on how you have been implementing your entrepreneurship with education correlated?
At first, the place is not that developed. And when I came up with the idea of teaching students in a different way, I went to pitch this idea to my teachers where I studied. And the teachers were very, very supportive. I did it in that school. And when I went to other schools, I heard no. And that's what I love. I like making people know. And the people who say no, I like making it yes. And that's what I love. And that's motivating me to work at that place because there are a lot of no's and I love making them yes.
Great. So what I was trying to come out of all these three people here is, what are the important things or the aspects of entrepreneurship in the day-to-day entrepreneurship journey, right? So what Laksha said is 20 people of team, and that is why he is doing what he is doing, right? Iftikhar said team was not motivated with the project, but with money. So he was the one doing everything. Swarnim has a different level of stakeholders, which is the students themselves, and they need to be in the picture so that things happen, right? So anything that we do, any change, any initiation, though it be business, social entrepreneurship, NGOs, social activism, or anything, there are multiple players to that, right? So these multiple players have a role to play. Sometimes an individual tries to do something. Sometimes a group of people tries to do something. But at the last, you need people all around. Yes, they might be interested with that thing, but they might be giving you insights as well. So the very, very important aspect which we just heard of entrepreneurship is people, right? So these people have been a very big inspiration, a big support, and also a reason to fail. Now that's interesting. People are also reason for success, and people are also reason for failures. So choosing right is very important in any initiations. So how do Swarnim choose somebody in the stakeholders, though it be employees, though it be trainers, though it be anybody in your team? How do you try to choose them? What do you do to choose them?
I did it, and I did terribly wrong thing. Because I was in hurry, and I added some random people, and I added them to my team. So we have a couple of people, 2 or 3 or 4 people who are working on this project, and others are doing nothing. So what I want to say here is choose your people very wisely, because it's gonna bring a lot of trouble. And I'm learning it right now, and I'm doing it in my future projects, to choose people very wisely and understanding them very closely before taking any steps further. Thank you.
Great. Iftikhar. Though we heard a bitter story of yours, of people in the team, but how do you now choose those people?
Actually, choosing peoples is the most important factor I think we should think about, because we need to back force with those peoples in entrepreneurship. So now I'm working with 3 mentors. Those are 3 mentors, and I myself, in my foundation, I'm my employee, I'm my owner, I'm my creator, I'm everything actually in my foundation. And those mentors are helping me with their experience to go forward, how I will choose that path or this path to driving forward my system actually. And still now, I am single with my project, and I think hopefully one day I will get someone.
Okay. That also has a different context. That's why they are laughing. Laksha, yeah.
So yes, so they've very well said that it's where, the decision about people, we need to be very wise. But sir, I would like to add on that, even if we encounter certain people who are not right for the organization, they are the best sources for our learning. The people who are like-minded, who are good, we can learn a little bit from them. But people who have, different opinions and who can be, really troublesome for the company, they can really teach us a lot, because then only they put us in certain problems that we did not expect to be into, and then we come up with certain solutions that we never thought we could get. So that's what's very important, that, such people who are troublesome for us, who put us in trouble, are the ones who, bring out the best out of us. So that's what I really, understand.
Perfect. So that is what? People for success, people for failure. And failure comes with learning. Right? Every failure comes with learning. And then you don't repeat that. So this is what we had to discuss in the first round. Now the questions round. And then we will again keep on discussing.
You can all ask. So again, it's about initiation.
Yeah.
Don't hesitate. Ask as many questions. Of course, we have to see the time limit as well.
Yeah.
But please ask. Do not hesitate.
Thank you, Laksha, for reminding me. All these entrepreneurship conferences I have been, or generally we go, we majorly talk about business model canvas, investments, venture funds. Here we are majorly talking about soft part of businesses, soft part of entrepreneurship, because that is important at what stage we are in. We need to understand the basics first, and
Hidden
then
story as
the
well.
hidden story, so that we feel what we are doing, rather than getting into technicalities. For technicalities, we need to learn, not discuss. So, I saw, yes, there. Just the question, please, with your name.
Hi, I'm Falak Parveen. My question for you is, being a teenager, to start up something, you need funding. I mean, like, how did you get that?
Who are you asking the question to?
Anyone who is willing to answer.
Shall I answer?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Thank
So,
you.
so I do not come from a very well-off family. So initially, I always had this question. I have ideas, I want to start something, but I do not have money, I cannot ask. So everywhere I used to go, every mentor, every business personality, I had the same question, where do I get the money from? But initially, there's this concept of 3 Fs, friends, family, and fools. So you need to have these 3 people. So of course, you can have family members, you can have friends, and you need to find fools who can invest in your ideas and then probably can make money out of it. So, but save on your pocket money for the initial funding, for the seed funding that you need, and then cut down on your personal expenses. Your shopping, your food, cut down on those meals. Save that pocket money, save that, money that you get from your parents sometimes, and then put it, save it for some time and then put it in your business or any idea that you want. Yeah, thanks.
Laksha, have you got any of those fools?
Not yet.
Okay.
I am the only fool
I
who's
asked you
investing
because
in my business.
before uploading this video, I wanted to have your consent on that. So yeah, next question. Next hand, please. Yes. There, back.
Hello, I am Kovid Rajpanti. I run a startup company here in Kathmandu. And my question is to Lakshay. You previously told about multitasking. Being an entrepreneur, we have to do multitasking. I just completed a book called The One Thing by Gary Keller. And there he says that multitasking is a myth. So I would like to you to answer, is actually what, in your opinion, is actually multitasking myth, or it is the characteristics of entrepreneur? Thank you.
So thank you. I'll tell you. So when I was in class 11th, when we were working on this ideation process and everything, I had to manage my studies. I was taking certain tuitions that I had to go to. Had to go to school. To afford certain expenses, my personal expenses, I was giving home tuitions. I was teaching certain children when I was in class 11. And along with it, I was doing this. In class 12th, having mathematics, which is not at all easy, trust me. Then school and all the technical subjects, like, commerce subjects and everything. I was going to my coaching. And in 12th, it was April 30th that, when we really started with this. And I was really running it. And even now I'm doing multitasking. It all, depends upon your life condition, that how are you able to take it. Like, if you're in a very high life condition, if you're happy, if you're joyful, you can, carry out certain tasks. Currently, I'm going to college. I'm pursuing my bachelor's in commerce. I am going to office to, see my operations, because I'm the key person who's looking into the operations, and my partner is into sales. And secondly, I'm even preparing for chartered accountancy. That's a very elite course in India. It's CA. When we are into consultancy and taxation and everything, and I'm even preparing for that. And I know, so my day starts early in the morning and it ends late at night. But what I know is, if I'm convinced that if I'm doing it and it is bound to get me certain results, and it's my training in this age, like I'm not really running after money. I'm being trained to make myself strong enough to have to face those future challenges that I'm surely going to have on my journey. So that's why I'm taking on all these challenges, all these tasks, and I'm doing them together. And that's what multitasking is. Thank you.
Next question. Yeah.
Hello everyone, it's me, Prisma Pokhriyal. So previously our presenter, he was saying that we need to have a co-founder for establishing something, and then he said that teammates will be thinking about themselves. So how do you connect these things, and personally, what do you feel? Is it necessary to have some teammate or co-founder, or is it not necessary?
So maybe both of you, Swarnim and Iftika, can answer it from two different perspectives.
Actually, one thing I forgot to tell you about is just a reference, actually. His name is, I just forgot his name, Tim Huck-Aby. He is a blind. He is a visually impaired person, and he is the software developer of Microsoft. He made a system through which a API technology which is based on OCR, object character recognition, which can tell a user every information what camera can capture. And he is a blind. So for doing anything for anybody, include your team, those people who are affected by those problems. In my team, I have 20 blind peoples. I have Asif Karim Rupam, and all of them dedicated themselves to solve their problem, because they can realize what the problem is. Nobody can. That's it. That's it.
Did you get that perspective? Yeah. Swarnim.
So the presenter said we need to have a co-founder. If there is an order in my website right now, I cannot handle it. So I need a co-founder to work on that. And he was saying that you need to have a co-founder with similar visions and similar interests. So when we were organizing the team for Tiny Bits Foundation and organizations which it's focused on education, but there were people who were looking for money there. So we wanted people who can teach, who can help people to teach. Not they should have education in their mind. They should be working for education, not for the money. So you can know people. You need when you are in this kind of conferences, you meet a lot of people, and you can meet a person who has similar interest. So you need to find one. And if you don't find one, don't choose anyone else, because it's gonna harm you. That's it.
Great. Next question. Yes.
Hello everyone, it's me Amrit. I would like a short question. Do I need a business plan? Do I need a business plan for a successful entrepreneurship? If yes, how it is possible without an experience?
So, do we need a business plan to start a business? If we need, what we are not experienced. Do you want to ask that?
Okay, I would like to ask in Nepali.
Yeah, please.
यदि मलाई एउटा सक्सेसफुल एन्टरप्रेन्योरसिप हुनु छ भनेपछि साँच्चैकै बिजनेस प्लान चाहिन्छ हैन? यदि त्यो साँच्चैकै हो भनेपछि मैले त्यो बिजनेसलाई कसरी फलो गर्ने त विथआउट एनी एक्सपिरियन्स?
बिजनेस प्लान बनिसकेपछि बिजनेस कसरी चलाउने बिना एक्सपिरियन्सको?
कसरी सक्सेसफुल एन्टरप्रेन्योरसिप हुने त?
Okay. So the question is, do we need a business plan to start a business? If we do need, and if we start a business, how do we take it to a success without any experience?
So I would like to answer this. So of course, before starting a business, you need to have an idea, which is what obvious, that any service, any product that you want to offer to the market, to the society. If you, as you know, the presenter very clearly said that if you have understood the punch point of the, pain point of the customers of the market, then you can actually launch a product or a service which can really help them in their day-to-day course, right? And without experience. So yeah, so there's this business personality who has said these words, so I'm quoting him. In the business world, you are paid in 2 coins, experience and cash. Take the experience first and the cash will come later. So for experience, obviously you need to do something with, being idle, sitting at home idle and thinking that I want to start a business, I want to do this, I want to do that, having so much aspirations, but not stepping into the market, stepping into the real world, stepping into the real pool of challenges. How will you get experience? And you get experience by failing. You need to fail thousands of times to actually get successful. So it's very important. So as one more thing he clearly said that I could take the point of that, do not fear failure. Do not, people don't try things because they have this fear of failure. They think that what will others think, what will the society say? Who cares at the end of the day? If you're happy in what you are doing, if you're convinced about it, if you're having that conviction, that passion for it, then just do it. If you fail, you'll get experience. If you succeed, then nothing like it. Yeah? Thank you.
Great. Any further questions? Yes. I'll get back. Don't worry.
Hello, it's me Bhavita Barrier. My question is that can a differently disabled person can be the entrepreneur? If your answer is yes, then how can we motivate them? Thank you.
That is such a nice question. And yes, to say 100%, 100%, 1000%, anytime, anywhere, anybody can start a business. But you guys answer, yeah.
Have you any doubt about disabled peoples are not inclined with entrepreneurship? I think you have, because in my country, I don't know about your country, in my country, disabled peoples have I'm just amazed to say, they have the brilliance in some sectors. I don't know how, but they have the brilliance. They're using my smartphone, but I don't know how. I just don't know how. And they're reciting me poems, I don't know how. But yes, this is their creativity. This is a creativity. And this is a small part of entrepreneurship. They also need other things like know about business, how a business can be run, how to know about how we can stop the break-even period. And all of these things, but I can say yes, they have the potentiality, but the infrastructure and other systems is not is not so helpful for them, but they have the potentiality. We have to change the infrastructure and have to increase those fund and other money providing organization who will just provide the money reliable on them. Then definitely I can say they have the potentiality. But at now, I can say that they have not that much amount of people there who are inclined with entrepreneurship.
So, terming disabled is not so correct. They are differently abled, right? So they are able in something which is different. And entrepreneurship is about being different. So 100% they can, right? So next question. Yes. Don't worry, I have seen all your hands and I'll get back.
So finally I got to speak. So good morning
Congratulations.
to everyone. Yes, thank you. So this is me, Samar Jha from Biratnagar. And I have one question to any of the panelists, that is, we all know that in entrepreneurship, we have to collaborate with people while not just choosing the members in the team, right? So there is difference between collaboration and choosing members in the team. So what is the best way to choose with whom you should collaborate and whom you should not collaborate? And what are the personality traits that the next person should show so that you can be assured that, yes, he's the guy with whom I should collaborate and I should move on?
Great.
Thank you.
Shornim, maybe you can answer that because you work with different stakeholders.
So, at first, if you want to collaborate with someone, you need to find why. So, if Glocal wants to collaborate with Coca-Cola, why? Maybe financial reasons, maybe sponsorships, and this Glocal Teen Hero Conference, International Teen Conference, has an objective. It's about youth, it's about entrepreneurship, it's about social entrepreneurship, it's about a lot of things. And if the company has the same vision, has the same perspective, has the same has the same idea, has the same mission, then it will be easy for your organization to collaborate with some other organization. And thinking about collaboration, always see about the mission. There may be different things that an organization wants. So collaborate with someone who matches your mission. Thank you.
And when you match that mission, you are on the win-win. And when it's win-win, the collaborations go along good. So generally, that's what we need. Yeah. Yes. You didn't have to do that. I gave you the mic. Yeah, please.
Namaste. My name is Pradhan Dewan. As we all know that having good human resources is primary to any company. My question is, how important is employee satisfaction to you, and how can you keep them satisfied to have the job? Thank you.
Laksha? Oh, how important is employee satisfaction, and how do you keep up the employee satisfaction to that?
It is the most important thing in a business. If your employees are happy and satisfied with the wages that you're providing them, the sort of environment. So more than wages, at this point I understand is that it's the environment, it's the business environment within your office or in the business culture that you follow, which is very important. The practices that you follow, the values that you have, you can convey them to your employees, and it's very important. If your employees are not satisfied, so in my business as well, my employees, the delivery executives, I call them, so they are the pillars of my business. If one day they leave me, I'll be nothing. My business would be nothing. People know it by the name of Jhatpat in Delhi NCR and in other parts, but the employees are an integral part of the business. If they are not satisfied, you cannot be successful. So, it's like we say that client is king, we say customer is king, we say cash is king. But what I feel is that your employees, your staff members are the real kings of your business. And if you know how to keep them happy and satisfied, and in return, if they are able to give their best to your business, to your company, then nothing like it. You are bound to be successful.
Great. So it is well said that employees are your first customers. And if they are good, the word of mouth already makes it very good. Next question. Next question.
Thank you. I am Samir Fial, and from Lakshit Shah, we got to know that he has been running a logistics service called Jhatpat, and I wanted to know how does he promote his business? I mean, how do he encourage users to use his services?
Great. We are now talking HR, marketing. Yeah.
So I'll tell you. So when we started, so there's this, business hub and a, place which is very crowded in Delhi called NSP, Netaji Subhash Place, and that's where our office is located. So when we started, we we got certain vouchers printed 50% off, okay? And what we did was, there are around hundreds of shops in NSP, the eateries and everything, other business houses. I personally, along with my partner, went door to door in the first phase, and to tell them about a service, to create awareness, to give them those vouchers. And this is very interesting. So people take it as a job which is at a lower level. So one of our delivery executives, so there was this point, and we on that particular day we did not have orders. What we did was, I asked that employee that could you please take these these vouchers and go and spread awareness and talk to the shop owners and give these vouchers. He denied right in my face. He said, that's not my job and I won't do it. And I was like, I was speechless. I was like, it's okay. I could not obviously say anything to them, because at that point, I've always, respected my employees from the core of my heart. So I never said anything. But what I could understand was that every type of job needs to be done by you. In the initial phase, when we did not have enough delivery executives, I personally did deliveries on my scooter in my city. We got orders. We did not have a rider. He was engaged in some other order. I personally went. Sometimes I went. My partner also went. That's what we did. And in promotion, that was the initial phase. And now what we do is, we do sales calls to business houses. We identify that this particular business would be needing our delivery service, like on social media or different platforms. We keep on identifying these businesses. Then we personally, mail them. We, call them, contact them that, we provide such services if you would like to do it. Some agree in the first phase, because people do not want to hire their own delivery executives, because it's very expensive in Delhi. Their salaries plus the fuel is very expensive. So what they want to do is, these days, is they want to outsource it. So that's why they take up our service. And some who are again confined to their own business, they do not want to outsource it. They just simply deny. So it's very important, the sales calls and social media. Social media is playing one of the most crucial roles in any business today. So focus on social media promotion and sales calls. Yeah, thank you.
Perfect. Any further questions? So, कसैलाई नेपालीमा क्वेशन सोध्नु छ, किसीको हिन्दीमा क्वेशन पूछना है, किसीको उर्दूमा क्वेशन पूछना है. You can do that. Others are English speaking, so I don't know Japanese though, sorry. So, but Saru can translate it for us. So if you want to ask in any language that we are present here, please do that. Feel free to do that. We'll have it done. Don't be not ask something because of the language, right? Okay, Rupam.
Hi, I'm Rupam from India. I'm an entrepreneur also. So I don't have any question, but I am just sharing something because after getting an award, I was also attending an event where there is just question answer is going on. So one of parents asked me that my son wants to be an entrepreneur, then how he can be? So I tell them, nothing, just have a good sleep, because only you have a dream, and then you can go, an idea comes through the dream, and then work hard, and that's all. So the parents said that he's joking. you have to work hard and then dream. So the fact is that parents and some people ask some question and try to get the answer what they want. Don't actually what we want to give the answers. So if you want an entrepreneur or whatever the category you wanted to be a doctor, engineer, a scientist, everything you have to go a good relation with your own heart, have to be chill out, have to make something different rather than just working hard and you don't want to do something and you have to do that. Because I wanted to be a chef at the time because I am a good cook. But then as I have a patent and then I thought then yes, that's okay. As I have a patent, I have to make that product for the society. And then I turned my job to that entrepreneurship panels and all. But that doesn't, anything. I every day cooks in my home. I try more and more recipes because when I am cooking something, I am thinking more innovative ideas at that time. Because in every field you are, the ideas will only come when you are on your field, what you love. And that's it. Thank you.
So cooking is your secret. Great, thank you. You should have answered that question to the quiz question earlier. That would have answered it very well, right? That answered, right? Great. Vaibhav.
Well, I have a few many questions, but I'll
Few
make
many?
sure. Few many, yeah.
One
but I'll
question,
make sure.
please.
Okay. So the first question.
Choose the best one.
That's hard. So my question is about business automation. Like when we are running our enterprise, our business, the different things we have to choose what we put our time into. So if we put our operations into the automation mode, how you people are being able to put your things into the automation mode and move ahead, and specifically to Ashish sir, when you are making, it's a question.
I am not a panelist.
I'm asking you.
Okay, yeah.
I'm asking you. So my question is that when we are doing this Glocal International Teen Conference, like over the period of 5 years, when it has happened for the 5 years, is it like when we do it for the 5th year right now, it is much automated and sorted and there is no stress wala thing happening. It's going all in a systematic way. It's happening and you are just, ho raha hai. So that's my question.
I wish. Yeah. So, as you asked me, I'll just give you a simple example. Everything was sorted for this day today, right? Everything was sorted. Everything was done about an hour before it should have been done, right? Everything was sorted. Because last year, at yesterday's time, we started the welcome dinner at about 9. Because there was an international government conference happening in the same hotel. And the security was very tight. Some of you know that, right? So, this time, everything was sorted. And as you said, I was relaxed. It was automated. I didn't have to do. And I was like a guest, right? So, there was a wedding happening here in this hall. And it went till 3 a.m. in the morning. And after that, all this setup has been done. 3 a.m. and everything was sorted by 7. 4 hours and all these things were cleaned up. The old decoration of the wedding was taken away, the new decorations were kept, and the cleanup was done, right? And it 4 hours. So that was very, very stressful, right? So stress will come, business automation need to happen because we praise a lot about Western world, right? We have few people who see that every day, right? You go to a bus station, you find a bus, you see on your Google map, the bus is coming in 10 minutes, you run, you get it, you go change the bus, again you see the Google map, you have the bus. You then take a tram, you then take a metro, you then take a train, everything is sorted. Here, we don't have that sorted, right? We need to fix ourselves. So, it happens gradually. It happens gradually, business automation happens gradually. Yes, fortunately, the first year, the level of automation that this program had was very low. It was not at all, nothing was automated. But till now, a lot of things has been automated. Till now, the team has grown big. The team has been divided according to the works that they do, right? And they take care of that. The responsibility has been given to several people, and they do it very good. Susila, like I'll just mention a few things and that will answer the thing. Managing everybody's transportation from airport to different hotels, 3 different hotels, and then volunteers transportation, all the logistics coming here, it's difficult, right? But one person taken away. Now I can just ask her and things are done. All the videos, pictures, everybody's ID cards, all designs, the booklets that you have, diaries, Ajay, right? So people don't know people behind them. All the communication, Ranju, you all know Ranju because she is the most famous among you guys. Everybody has been messaged by her. Saru, Pratibha, doing into everything. Finance, we didn't have a finance guy for last 3 years. We are having only for last 2 years. So all the finances was my job to manage, but now Mitten does that. So things happen gradually. Business automation is not now automated. It's not a robot, right? Love, it's not a robot, right? Love, where are you? He's not there. Okay. So robot also needs a key or a message. So human can't be that. But yes, a level of system, a level of better operation will help the business, and it does help.
I would like to
you
add
want to
to
add?
this.
Yeah, please.
So, as he's very rightly said, that the level of, the quality of this conference has really increased over the past 5 years. And it's almost, it's in every business and every endeavor, it's trial and error method that you need to apply. You try this, it works out, nothing like it didn't work out, try something else. What matters is that we do not stop. We have a hindrance, we have an obstacle. What really matters is that we should keep moving forward without having that thought of giving up on it. We should be just focused on that point, that if we know the goal and we have so many ways of going there, so we need to try. If we go halfway this way and it's close after some time, we need to come back and try some other way. It's very important. What really matters is to not give up and keep moving forward irrespective of anything.
And for that, every bit of parts is important. And that is what we have been discussing since the beginning of this panel, that people, so business automation will only happen if the people are there, intact, right? Any last question? Bidhi.
Thank you so much. My question is about the new business type that is coming into the horizon. So as 2 of our panelists are working to solve problems through their businesses, and when we talk about business, the profit is the first thing that comes in our mind. So how to tackle your businesses, make great impact in your society, and at the same time make profit. And as we make profit, what is the first thing as a startup that we need to focus on? Is it the impact or is it the profit? And if it is not the profit, then how do we sustain ourselves throughout the journey? And if it is not the impact, how do we call ourselves entrepreneur, and how are we really making change to the society that we live in? Thank you.
So I don't remember who said it, but one person asked another person and said, how did you make this level of success? And the person said, good decisions. And how did you make good decisions? He said, bad decisions. And it's how it works. So the thing you need to do is try small. If you want to fail, you want to fail small. You don't want to fail expensive. So at first, you need to take a small niche, small market that you can try your idea on. You can make impact there, and then you can expand if you can afford to. And if you can't afford, you can change your business model, you can change things, and you can find the solution of your problem. So that's what we are trying to do. We are doing it in a small college. It's a big college, so it's relatively small. so, so we, so we are doing very small job. We are marketing. We are sending the marketing items to very small people, very small group of people, and we can make small mistakes. We can afford it. And if you make unaffordable mistakes, you are gonna die. So make sure you make affordable mistakes.
Great. Good judgments comes with bad experiences. That's true. So now I don't want to take any questions further. My last question to all of you: how is choices important in a general life, though it be entrepreneurship or something else? How is choices important to your life?
According to me, choices really, play a very crucial role in your life. If you're choosing upon some education course that you want to do, and if your passion doesn't lie there, you'll not be able to add any value to your life and to that of the society by even after getting that degree or something. You're just doing for that sake, even if you're not, meant to be for that thing. So choices, even with respect to your partnerships, your collaborations, your employees, your friends, your lovers, it's very important to make the right choice. If you're, thinking of spending your life with a person who doesn't match with your ideology, your mindset, your thinking, your life would be hell. So, but if you have such person who really, I'm talking about your lover, your better half, which can, who can really help you, encourage you, give you an altogether other different perspective of life, give you, certain insights of how to deal with certain problems, then your life is pretty much sorted. Like if you have someone by your side who's there to support you in any of your decisions, whatever it is, that choice would really help you in other endeavors. So choice is really, really important in whatever aspect we do. Yeah, thanks.
Early thinkers. Yeah.
The question.
How is choice important in your life, and how do you make your choices?
There are lots of organizers here, and all of them is successful in their own life, not only here, but they choose these professions. He's a manager of Glocal International Teen Conference. Why? Because they are not satisfied with their work. They want to impact on the society. Self-satisfaction. Ask yourself, no need to ask us, no need to ask anybody. Ask yourself from where you get satisfaction. Is that money? Then okay, you're working on entrepreneurship. Is that impactness? Then you should run before social entrepreneurship. It's all up to you. It's all up to you. Thank you.
Swarnim, same question, but adding up a line. Does your choice change gradually?
Yes. When I was a small teenager.
Small teenager. Now you are a big teenager. Small teenager.
I'm 19.
Okay. 19. So you are the topmost.
So no, we have two labels: the upper one and lower one. So there are upper one and lower one. When I was the lower one, I was in the
lower teenager. Okay, yeah.
When I was 13, when I was 14.
Okay, yeah.
I liked some kind of girls. So there was a category. And when I'm 19 now, the choice has changed. Things have changed a lot. I used to like different, I used to search different kind of traits, and I search different kind of traits right now. And another thing that will affect my life in about 2 hours is that I have exam in 2 hours. So I had two choices last night. I could study or I could go to bed. I chose to go to bed. And it will affect my life. And there are many changes as you grow. You have different perspective of things, and your choices will change eventually. And that's it.
I think you asked the question that how to choose a wife.
No, these two answered the same thing, yeah. Great. So that's why they are early change makers, right? So I'll just want to join both the panels because I had the opportunity to do both of these panels, unfortunately. So, socio-perspective entrepreneurship. We majorly try to connect both of these things. It was not a business conference that we had. Last year, we had a very brutal business conference here. So, when we talk about society, when we talk about entrepreneurship, bringing changes in society, and all these role models that we see, and we ourselves who are doing something in society, all these things, people, again, the money part, right? Then your respect that we were talking earlier. So all these things come to play. And all these things comes on our priority, right? So somebody has some priority which might be self-satisfaction. So I help somebody and I feel satisfied. I earn this much, I feel satisfied. I talk every time on the stage and that is my satisfaction. I am the most famous on Facebook, that is my satisfaction. So all these things can be your satisfaction and choices at a particular time of your life, right? But entrepreneurship, when we talk about entrepreneurship, it should be aligned with your choices and priorities so that you can focus on that. Or else what will happen is, oh, yes, we need to earn something, that's why we need to do something. Again, it's a job. Then you are not into entrepreneurship. Because you need to choose it. You need to have passion about it. And that passion should be very well set. I was talking with one of the top 6 at lunch a few days back, and he told me, I want to do this thing. So he is into making extranet servers so that students can learn things without the use of internet in rural areas. So he wants to set up servers there. And can you stand up, please? Yeah, so I'm talking about him. So basically, he wants to do that. So that is his satisfaction. But the thing is, he does not want to keep continuing that. He wants to make it sustainable and move to different thing. Because he knows his choices may vary in some days. So for somebody, for me, my choice is always continuing what I am doing. Though it be redundant, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep failing, keep making it bigger, keep again failing. But I like that. I like doing that. I don't want to change. I want to do that. That's my choice. The earlier that I said is his choice. So we need to respect choices, and we need to prioritize what we want to do, and whatever the society says, whatever the people near you says, we need to focus on this, our priorities. But the priorities should be good enough for yourself and for also the society as well, not in the negative side. We need to be in a check and balance for that, and that's it. So I just wanted to combine socio-perspective and entrepreneurship on a very soft note. Thank you so much. Thank you, panelists, for amazing India, Bangladesh, Nepal, and everybody here. Thank you so much for being here, bearing me for about 2 hours for 2 different panels. Thank you so much.
I would like to conclude by really, paying my debt of gratitude to Glocal, to sir, to ma'am, and to the entire team, to all the volunteers who've, organized this. So there's this phrase called Okage Samade, which means I am what I am because of you. If Glocal and this conference wouldn't have been here, I wouldn't have been sitting here. And even with this opportunity, I can bring a small impact in even if a single person's life. My mission of coming to Nepal is done. Thank you so much, each and everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, wasn't it great having them? So thank you to our dear panelists and moderator for such an inspiring, insightful, and interactive discussion. Thank you for highlighting us about the different aspects of entrepreneurship and also for highlighting us the importance of teamwork, failure, hard work, dedication, and so on. While we talk about entrepreneurship, something that we shouldn't miss is the risks of failure. Yes, failure and criticisms are part of our life. You fail, I fail. The best of us fail, the rest of us fail. But life is not a pass-fail trial. Rather, it is an error, trial and learning process. And like our panelist and moderator discussed, that there are hurdles. There is a constant battle going on between money, between funding, multitasking, collaboration, employment satisfaction, customer satisfaction. But ladies and gentlemen, everything, yes, everything falls short in front our passion and in front our determination. Also, I particularly like the idea of 4F, where friends, family, and fools for funding. That was so nice. Likewise, the flow of questions that came from the audience, one after another, was such a delight to witness. The rising interest of teenagers on entrepreneurship is such a positive culture. And thank you so much to all the panelists and moderator once again. Can we please have a huge round of applause for them? So now, without taking much of your time, I would like to request Ms. Sushila Shrestha, the Operation Manager at GlocalPvt.Ltd, and our dear volunteer to honor our presenter, moderator, and speaker with a token of love. Likewise, I would like to request Mr. Agrapa Bogosh to join us on the stage. I would now like to hold my speakers for a good group photograph. Thank you all. Please have your seat.